Absolutely. So what's happening, everybody? My name is Nick Martinez. I live out in Minnesota, where I think we had a freeze warning last night. We had some nice weather last week, but this week we're back to cold. So it just goes with the territory. But a handful of years ago, I was introduced to ketones. Back then, I did not know what ketones were. I was not familiar with the ketogenic diet. I just got a call from a friend saying, Nick, I found something. You're going to love this, and it's going to change the world. So maybe you're like me in that one of your friends called you today and said, hey, hop on this call. I want you to learn about this stuff. And if you're like me, you're probably like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why I should listen to you, but sure, I'll learn a little bit more. So 4 years ago, I got a text right after that. He basically called me. I found it. I'm texting you something. You got to watch this video. I'm calling you back in 4 minutes. Click. He hangs up, texts me a video, which happened to talk about ketones and campfires. I don't know how many of you have seen our campfire video. Raise your hand if you have. If you haven't seen it and somebody invited you to this, text them right now and said, hey, this guy Nick says I have to watch the campfire video after I get off of this Zoom, right? Because that will explain this. We're going to give you a little bit of a foundation for what ketones are, but that's going to like solidify the foundation. You're like, oh, I get it. This stuff's amazing. So at the time, again, I was an airline pilot. I had a 2-year-old. I was tired all the time from doing short overnights, not getting a lot of sleep. And I usually would come home from my trips and I'd watch my 2-year-old from my napping position on the floor while my wife worked full time. So I'd be home during the day and hanging out with my 2-year-old. I just didn't have a lot of energy. So I don't know if any of you can relate to being busy, to working a lot. But thankfully, my friend introduced this to me. And after drinking this for like a week or so, I remember coming home from a trip and it just being different. I came home and instead of trying to nap on the floor, I was actually chasing my 2-year-old around the house and experiencing like just being full on present in my day to the point where my wife came home from work and she's looking at me like, is everything okay? Like, are you on something? What's going on? I'm like, I guess I've just been drinking ketones. This stuff works, honey. So today what I want to do is just share with you a little bit about why that happens. If you guys have some questions, maybe answer a few questions and really just hopefully share with you the power of what we have our hands here. So do me a favor, as you're watching us, there's a little chat box on your screen. Tap on that and then type where you're watching from. Would love to know where you guys are at in the world. If you're currently, hey, I see the FedEx driver. What's up? Maybe she's delivering some ketones. If you're currently drinking ketones, tell us what your favorite flavor is. And I'd also love to know what your favorite benefit from them has been. So we got Sioux Falls, Oregon, what's up? Indiana, Minnesota, Louisville, like we're all over the country here. Massachusetts, all right. Do we have the West Coast in town? Heart Tart, so more energy. Hey, there we go. California's in. What's up? I love it. We got the whole United States is just pinned right now. West Virginia, lime and massive focus. Purple rain. I haven't seen that flavor for a long time. West Virginia, Texas. All right. I digress. So let's just talk a little bit about what this is, why it's something that you might want to drink on a daily basis, and why you're hearing Jenny talk about how it's helped her skin, which is really, really cool, helped her focus. You're seeing people talk about mood, sleep, fat loss. Has anybody lost a little bit of fat drinking this? If you have, type it in the comments. Jenny has. That's awesome. Here's what it is. It's a packet. Comes like this. Comes in a handful of different flavors. We got a lot of flavors. What one do you got there, Jenny? Oh, strawberry peach. I'm sorry, you can't get that one yet. This one's Heart Tart. It's probably the best seller. Raspberry lemonade and Heart Tart are right up there together. We got Lime Time, which tastes like key limeade, which is really, really good, and a whole bunch of other ones. But basically, you put some ice and some water in a shaker bottle, put this in it, shake it up like this, drink it, and within 30 minutes, you're in a state of what we call ketosis. What's ketosis? It means you have ketones for your brain, ketones for your body, ketones for energy. And amazing things start to happen when you have ketones present. So think of your body kind of like a hybrid car. Jenny mentioned earlier the ketogenic diet. Anybody doing the ketogenic diet? Raise your hand if you're doing keto or you're trying to do keto or some form of low carb-ish. All right, a handful of you, that's awesome. So the diet's a very, very well researched, been around for 100 years. It's a powerful way of living. The challenge can be that if you're not perfect, like if you eat too many carbs today, you probably won't see ketones in your body for 3 or 4 or 5 days. It's just kind of how it works. Your body's in ketosis and then it's out of ketosis, and people are always fighting that. So the neat thing with ketones is that you can be in ketosis all of the time. So think of your body like a hybrid car. Anybody have a hybrid on here? Not too many of them on the road anymore, especially when gas is like $1.40. No one seems to care about the gas mileage anymore. But think of a Prius, because the Prius was like the first. Prius has a gas engine, and what's the other fuel source? Electricity, right? So you got gas, you got electric. The way your body works is it runs on 2 fuels. You got gas and you got ketones. You got glucose, carbs and sugar. You got ketones, which come when you metabolize fat. Now, the way that your body works is you have to run through all of your glucose. And once you're out of gas, then you can tap into your ketones. Then you can tap into that electrical fuel source, right? So think about your body works like a Prius that may be not working correctly. In order to tap into that battery, you have to run out of gas first. So it's going down the highway, run out of gas, then you tap into the electrical fuel source. So your Prius just went from getting 50 miles a gallon, now it's just getting 25, because let me ask you this, when's the last time you ran out of gas? Unless you're 100% perfect on keto or fasting, you're generally not letting your car run out of gas on the side of the road, right? So the beauty of our ketones is that you literally can put ketones in the body whenever you want, and you can work just like that Prius. You can go gas and then boom, electric, ketones, glucose, boom, ketones. So now your car, your body is actually working like a Prius. It's getting amazing gas mileage, and you're starting to see the benefits that we've been talking to about. So focus, energy, fat loss, sleep, mood. Most of that stems from what happens when you fuel your brain with ketones. I was listening to a podcast that Dr. Ryan Lowry talked about today. He's one of the leading experts in the world of ketosis, all things keto. An amazing, just brainiac, like super smart guy that literally has spent his entire adult life researching and studying. He's probably done more studies on the world of keto than any doctor out there. And he was just talking about the impact of ketones to your brain. And as you age, your brain is challenged to uptake glucose to fuel itself. So as we age, our brain starts to less effectively, less efficiently. Ketones are fuel for the brain. Ketones just go straight into the brain and fuel it instantly. So what they have found is that as you drink this, you're fueling this. As you take care of this, guess what? All other things happen to take care of themselves. So energy, the mood part is huge here. The focus part is huge. The energy piece comes because ketones are a more energy dense molecule than glucose. So they actually carry more oxygen to your cells. The sleep piece comes when you take care of this. Guess what? Sleep gets to be really, really easy and really, really fun. So whatever you're looking for, in fact, in the chat, if from a standpoint of energy, focus, fat loss, sleep, mood, skin, better digestion, mental clarity, what of those benefits would you most like to see? Type that in the chat. And if you're on here today, this is your first experience with ketones, you've never really gotten to learn about it, this is your first time, just know that all of those benefits are available from having ketones present, and just giving your body time to start to utilize these, you're going to start to see that the power with it. So I'm excited for you to hopefully have just learned a little bit, but I'm challenging you. Really, it's now about how do I get this into my body? How do I drink it consistently? And what does that look like? So Jenny, hopefully that kind of explains a little bit more about ketones, but tell us a little bit about just, I don't know, our community with Proof.